You've survived another week. Thank you for listening, downloading, and supporting the Black Man with a Gun Show, now in its 12th year. Summer is here, so we're going to keep it light. You know, you need to have more fun with your firearm. Breaking news isn't. Support Student of the Gun and Professor Paul. The Gun Rights Alliance is coming. Michael J. Woodland shares his debut on NRATV. And I'm just here to remind you to have some fun.
BlackManWithAGun.com, Ken Blanchard's Pro Gun Podcast.
All right, last week I ducked out on you, but I had a good reason. It was my 28th wedding anniversary, and I wanted to do the needful. I wanted to be a better husband. I wanted to be a better spouse, a better partner, a better mate. So I wanted to focus on my bride. And we drove to Asheville, North Carolina, and I'm going to give a shout out to everybody who lived nearby, but I couldn't pull away. Had to stay in my honeymoon mode and not visit you. But it's some beautiful country, and I got a chance to see the greenery, and something about that, it really helps your eyes. It's you got to go out and get more greenery in your life if you haven't locally, if you haven't lately had a chance to just get some eye candy. Fresh air is amazing. Had so much fresh air. When we were leaving, I went to an IHOP right outside of town. Well, it was still in town, actually, just not downtown Asheville, and put my GPS on, and we were heading home. And I came up through Virginia and North Carolina, down 240 to 40 to 95 or 85 to 95, that whole thing. And this time, the GPS said go down 19, I believe it was, and west. And I thought, that's a little weird. So I'm driving, and the road's changing, and we're heading toward the mountain. And I thought, all right, it's not right. I don't recognize any of this stuff when I came up here. And the next thing I know, we're going 80 miles an hour straight downhill for like an hour and a half. And I'm thinking, this is beautiful. I mean, it looked like New Zealand. I mean, it was just green and mountainous and sun shining. It was beautiful. But I knew that compass said west. I'm going in the opposite direction of home, even if I'm going 80 miles an hour straight down a hill. And I'm passing trucks and cars, and me and the preacher wagon, we're just going fast. We're just hauling butt down this hill. And I'm thinking, I am going away from my home. This is nuts. So I pull over and ask the wife, can you double check and see if your cell phone says something different? So she looks at their GPS on Google, and it says go the same way. We're heading toward Bristow. I said, okay. And away we went down this hill, flying down this hill. And I'm still in the back of my mind thinking, I'm not turning around and going up this hill. If this thing is wrong, we don't have to find another way to get back, or I'm heading to California. I don't know how this is working. But when I got to the bottom of the hill and it leveled off, I saw a sign that said Bristol, Virginia. And I thought, we're going to go on the other side. So after we drove 100 more miles, we headed up the mountain toward Skyline Drive toward Virginia on the high side of the Blue Ridge Mountains. And it was, again, beautiful riding and great company, and satellite was working. The oldies was playing. It was a good time. And we got home a whole different way, and all was well. I beat the traffic, didn't get stuck on 95. Life was good. Had a good time to reflect and to think and to get recharged. And I'm feeling pretty good right now. So thank you for allowing me that break, that pause for the cause. And I'm still married.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This portion of the show is brought to you by Black Man with a Gun Reloaded. You can get your autographed copy from me directly by emailing me at blackmanwithagun@gmail.com. For only $20, Black Man with a Gun Reloaded is an autobiographical book about gun control, how I became a trainer, an activist, a speaker for the Second Amendment. This book has a glossary that will make you sharper. It belongs on the bookshelf of every gun owner. Black Man with a Gun Reloaded. Email me at blackmanwithagun@gmail.com today. It's also available on Amazon without the love. You know, sometimes in our rush to fight for the Second Amendment, to fight for our rights, to fight against those who want to take things away from us, to fight against the ignorance that stands around us, we forget to have fun. Think about it. A lot of us own firearms for the recreational part of it, and we kind of forget that in our fighting. How fun is it to hit your target? How fun is it to hit the right pattern, to show your skill? How great is it to blow off steam, to admire the craftsmanship and the mechanics of a firearm? How cool is it just to be with friends who get it? How cool is it to know how to protect yourself and to not have the fear that the rest of the masses have? How cool is it to be in control? How cool is it to belong to a group of really smart people who don't have fear of guns? How cool is it to master a firearm, to be able to focus on something while there's explosions going off, there's environmental things happening, and you're able to still hit your target, even while moving? How cool is it to manage your own body? You got the earth moving, your heart is racing, your mind is racing, and you're slowing down your breathing and you're concentrating on one thing, your front sight. You're pulling the trigger nice and smooth. You got your stance right. You got your grip correct. And you're focusing on one thing at a time. There's a Zen thing going on here. We tend to forget that in our fighting, in our never-ending battle for truth, justice, and the American way. Wow, that's a cool slogan. Somebody ought to get that.
Fights a never-ending battle for truth, justice, and the American way.
Man, I knew I heard that somewhere before. Just kidding. I love that old Superman show. How about you?
The Minister of Defense, the pastor of paladins, patriots, and pistoleros will be right back after these commercials.
Hi, I'm Mark Craighead, founder of Crossbreed Holsters. I designed our top-selling holster, the Super Tuck Deluxe, to solve the problems of being poked, pinched, and gouged while carrying concealed. The Super Tuck Deluxe is the most comfortable, most concealable holster on the market today. We offer a 2-week free trial and a lifetime warranty.
Visit us at crossbreedholsters.com. Don't forget crossbreedholsters.com.
Breaking news. Actually, I don't have any breaking news. I think we overuse that word, and I'm sick of hearing about it. Everything's so hyped up right now. It's probably the most overused word in the TV news business. They've lost all credibility with me. Am I the only one? How can everything be breaking news? Just how? Once, we used to trust the news, believe it or not. We had like personalities that you would wait to hear in the evening what was going down in the world. Now, I think TMZ is probably more truthful than most of the big stations. But then the stuff they report on, I don't care about. I don't care about what the Kardashians is doing. She's just good on the eyes. That's it. See, back in the day, breaking news really meant what it said. It was relatively rare. And whenever they said it, it was really going to be important. There was an assassination attempt. There was a space shuttle disaster. There was some major stuff going on. Today, man, it could be anything. For example, breaking news. Man denies he committed suicide. That was an actual headline. Or how about Blow to head is common cause of brain injury. Have you heard the one about Tiger Woods? The New York Post said that Tiger puts balls in the wrong place again. There are hundreds of them. Boy who drowned couldn't swim. That's from the province in Vancouver, Canada. Federal agents raid gun shop and they find weapons. Yeah, that was a real headline. You know, I get it. They found out that breaking news gets more viewers than normal news. But much to their displeasure, breaking news doesn't happen all the time. And when it happens, it's only, quote, breaking news. Only for a few minutes or hours. So they begin to keep pushing this stuff on us. And I'm just saying, push back, turn it off, and enjoy this summer that's coming. Get outside, find an outdoor range, learn that you can shoot a whole bunch of stuff, bottles, cans, clay pigeons. Get creative, have more fun. If you're living in the city and all you have is inside ranges, see when they have different matches so that you can do more than shoot that standing target. It's a lot more fun doing other stuff. And if they have those dueling trees, get on that. That will improve a whole bunch of your skills. Gameplay is a good thing. Can I get an amen, somebody? And while I'm pontificating through here, I just want to say that what we should be doing, what we can do, what you can do, is connect with somebody. Now, I know there's a lot of negatives going on in the gun world right now. There are. Folks have circled the wagon and we're shooting inward. And some of it is justifiable because some of the actions of some of the people and organizations have been deplorable. They have sucked. They have outright been selfish. But there are a lot more good people out here. And as somebody who's trying to connect the dots and make sure that you stay motivated, that you stay enthused, that you stay encouraged, I want to highlight the folks that are doing good stuff. Any event that you go to where you get a chance to meet people outside of your norm, fellowship with them, network and stuff, let me know so that I can share it here. Give kudos to those who deserve the kudos. Now, I just heard that Kevin Dixie of No Other Chance Firearms, or No Other Choice, just had an event in Missouri. I believe it's in St. Louis. He's aiming for the truth stuff. He's connecting the dots. The things that Rick Ector has done in Detroit annually for the last decade for women, for underprivileged people, for those who don't have an answer, usually don't get the kudos for it. Good stuff. For those who are doing stuff outside the norm, who are connecting the dots, regardless whether the dots are white, black, pink, green, or blue, that's good stuff. Don't forget in all our fighting that there are some really cool people out here in this community, and that's why I've been in it for so long. There's a guy who operates a thing called Student of the Gun. Maybe you've heard of him. His name is Paul Markle. He and his son Jared have been doing some good stuff. Well, Paul was diagnosed with cancer back in April, I believe. And he's fighting that. Yeah, I just found out the other day. He has a GoFundMe page, GoFundMe.com/72, the number 2TO1H4 is the whole thing. And there'll be a link for it on the show notes that you can contribute to help out the cause. And also, it wouldn't be a bad idea if you just sent Professor Paul, a note. I got an address for you, too. I'm going to put that on the show notes. It's Student of the Gun, P.O. Box 575761. Attention, Professor Paul, St. Salt Lake City, Utah, 84157. Encourage the brother. That's all we can do here. Believe it or not, you'll be blessed whether you believe in the God that I serve or not by helping a fellow person on the planet. That's why we're here, actually, to help each other. The world will be a better place if we would just take the time and help somebody else. That's kind of the reason behind that Gun Rights Alliance that I'm starting. Now, I know all the smart people have told me, and I know the eye rolls begin as soon as you say another organization. But let me tell you this. When I looked at the gun rights list and the anti-gun rights list, there was more anti-gun rights groups out there. So I thought, hey, another one is a plus, especially if I can make sure that the Gun Rights Alliance, the Grassroots Alliance, the GRA, whatever you want to call it, supports other groups. Now, I know we need millions of dollars to fund lobbying court cases, employ lobbyists and lawyers. I know we need strong infrastructure to avoid internal issues and fraud. I know we need loyal support from people not concerned with who gets the credit. I know we're not going to be bashing anybody or any other group. We're seeking to support the groups and the organizations that are really doing something. It's an alliance. I know it won't be the first. It won't be the only choice that you have. I know it's been tried before, but not by me. It will educate our members on the law, the Constitution, and how to use the grassroots. It will be inclusive of all, regardless of race, religion, political affiliation, smoking, music, or gender preferences. I'm actually working with an app developer to create a mobile app that can be used as a platform, a directory, where organizations like the GOA, USCCA, SAF, NAGA, 2AO, and others can connect. It also have a directory and links to pages from content creators that are really the media for our side. You know, the bloggers, the podcasters, and the YouTubers. They have their own apps within this app. It's going to be a major undertaking, but I'm trying to do something before I roll out of here. So, should you decide to accept it? As always, should you or any member of the impossible force be caught or killed, the Secretary will disavow any knowledge of your actions. This message will self-destruct in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good luck. All right, next up is Michael J. Woodland, who's going to share experience he had with Kim Edwards, being a guest on NRATV. Take it away, Michael.
Thank you, Ken, and welcome to another Tips and Review segment. I am Michael Woodland, and today we're going to listen to an interview I did on NRATV. During my trip to the past NRA annual meeting, I was given the opportunity to conduct an interview on NRA TV, and the discussion was about training. If you would like to see the video, visit the M-W Tactical channel on YouTube, and you will see it there.
With Michael Woodland from M-W Tactical. And Michael, it is good to see you, sir.
Hey, same here.
And thank you so much for spending some time with us. You know, we talk a lot about gun safety and how that term is used and I think misused a lot. You're all about real gun safety, and I think you and I are on the same page. Gun safety to me involves education.
Correct.
It involves training. And that is a continual process, education, training. I believe you never stop learning. I believe that just because you graduate from high school or college, you shouldn't stop reading books. If you're a gun owner, same thing goes, right? I mean, just because you've had, one gun safety course, you've taken your concealed carry license course, that doesn't mean that training should stop.
That's very true. And that's a misconception. When you talk to a lot of people, everybody always claims, I want to get my CWP. But nobody says what they're going to do after that. Because as soon as you get your CWP or you get that firearm, you don't have magical powers to say, I can do this, I can do that.
Right.
So the best thing to do is do follow-up training. Make a schedule at least 3 times a year. I do that at least 4 times a year with other instructors across the nation.
Okay, so even you. Yes. I mean, even you, yes, who is an instructor yourself, you go ahead and you get additional training.
Correct. 2 weeks ago, I was at Bill Rogers Shooting School in LJ, Georgia.
Okay.
Week-long course.
Really?
500 rounds a day.
And you're learning new stuff. It's not just that you're reminding yourself of things, but you're actually still learning new stuff.
Correct. Because, like you said, it's a fundamental project that is ongoing with development within yourself.
Yeah. Now, I will say this. I'm not a fan of government mandates for X number of training hours or, X number of sessions, because I think, again, that encourages people to do the bare minimum. I think what we need to be doing as gun owners is to be instilling that culture of continual education and continual training. And I think that's I think really where the real benefits, start to come into effect when it's that positive peer pressure almost of, hey, let's go to the range. Hey, you know what? I heard that there's this course coming up in a couple of weeks. Want to go with me? Let's go do this stuff. I think that's when we're able to sort of interact with each other as gun owners, and build that sort of organic culture of continual training. I think that's when we all benefit.
That's true. Another thing I've always said, you have to make training cool. Because once you make it cool, it brings everybody in.
Yeah. No, that's a really good point. You're right. I mean, if it's I'm going to go to, I have to go do this. That's not fun. That's not cool, right?
Exactly.
So how do we make training cool?
It's just about the people and your connection, like your influence. For me, it's just about shooting competition. People see me having fun. I like to engage with people. So now that brings in the conversation. Now, my suggestion, hey, come to a competition and do it with me.
Okay. So you too see competition as another form of training.
Yes. So when I'm giving a class, this is what I actually tell people. Do not stop because you're here. All right. Go to a competition. You don't have to be the fastest, right? You might be the worst, but nobody's going to laugh at you.
Yeah.
But at that same point, you're going to learn, and you're still getting that trigger time.
Yep, absolutely. And that's a really good point too, because I think that I've run into this, and I even feel this myself sometimes. Like, I spend way more time talking about the Second Amendment than I do at the range, right? And so there have been times where I've thought, man, I'd love to go shoot that event. I'd love to go do that. Oh, boy, I'm afraid of being embarrassed, and I've got to get over that.
Correct.
Right? Because even if I were to go out there as, Cam Edwards, host of NRATV, and I were to come in dead last in a shooting competition, you're right. Nobody would laugh at me.
No.
What I would get is I would get a lot of folks coming up and saying, hey, here's what I noticed when you were out shooting.
Correct.
And I could take that as, oh, man, these people were looking at me and see what I did wrong. Or I could look at it as, all right, you know what? Here's somebody who wants to help me be a better shooter. Here's somebody who wants to help me, be better the next time I come out here. And I think I think a lot of it is our mindset, right? And not letting that negativity weigh us down, because this is a really positive and supportive community.
Correct. There's a couple children that I train in doing competition shooting, and that's the one thing I have to break the most. They care what other people think of their performance, but the only way you're going to get better, you have to do it. So don't worry about that,
Yep.
And once you break down that wall, the next wall is, okay, let's work on that trigger. Let's work on your body position, fundamentals, whatever it may be.
Absolutely. So where is M-W Tactical or M-W Tactical based?
I'm out of Columbia, South Carolina.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you ever do any training like Central Virginia area, Michael?
Not in the Central Virginia area, but I'm actually from Virginia.
What part?
Newport News.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, listen, if you do ever get up there to Central Virginia or to the even just to the state, let me know, because I would love to hook up with you, and maybe you could offer me a couple of pointers down at the range.
Hey, like I said, you give me a call, I will let you know, put it on the calendar. We will make it happen.
Awesome. Michael, thank you so much for spending a couple of minutes with us today.
Thank you.
And thanks for everything that you're doing to help us become better gun owners.
Hey, I do appreciate it.
You bet. Michael Woodland joined us from M-W Tactical.
For those who are looking to contact me, shoot me an email at info@m-wtactical.com or call 803-250-1256. Please, if I do not answer, leave a voicemail or a text message, and I promise I will get back to you. Until next time, keep shooting, keep practicing, and have fun. Back to you, Ken.
All right, that's all I got for you this week. Yeah, I know it was short, but I hope I made you laugh a couple of times to make you think about something. That's the most important thing. This is your friend and your brother from another mother, the Reverend Ken Blanchard. And I'm here to be a little, to be Uncle Ken, to be the one who gives you a little wisdom every once in a while to keep you going. I'm hoping I'm doing that for you. Don't forget to take somebody out shooting to have some fun, doggone it. The F in firearms should stand for fun. You feel me? Alrighty then. Shout out and much appreciation to all those on patreon.com/blackmanwithagun, my show enough supporters that have managed to keep this podcast going for 12 plus years and 2.1 million downloads. If you're not supporting the show, what's up with that? Much love to you. Remember, alone we can do so little. Together we can do so much. Just in case nobody else has told you this today, I love you. And there's not a damn thing you can do about it. Until next time, shalom, baby.
Until next time, friends.
To keep in touch with Ken and his cause, head over to blackmanwithagun.com.
Blanchard.media.